www.themanmindset.com. What's going on, guys? Just want to holler at y'all real quick. What you see right there, I know for some of you guys, y'all might find that funny, and it is funny to real men. But for a lot of you guys who are really lost, who have no idea what it means to be a man, and you can always the thing is that what you see right there is going to be the future for the majority of males out there, period. And that's the honest truth. Because there's certain type of behaviors that you can tell are displayed by those individuals. But you can always tell that, you know what, a lot of these young boys have no idea what manhood is about, and they think they just by going on YouTube and watching some videos and shit, they think they know about women. It's not the case at all. But I kind of want to break that down to you because you can always tell a young man that is not only lost but confused and angry by the behaviors he displays, not only to women, but also what's weird is that they do it to other men. They lash out at other men as if they are fucking that other man, and that shit is crazy to me. But you know what? You gotta look a little bit deeper as far as where is all this coming from. Because see, what a lot of young boys understand is that they have always been taken out of their nature by their single mothers. And because they are lost and confused, they then go on the internet and they search for ways to meet, date, and pick up women, thinking that they can piece together free information and then go out there and try to use it towards women. And what they don't understand is that women have met you before. They see you coming. And they can smell the weakness. They can smell the confusion. They can smell the fear. They can smell everything about you before you even open your mouth. And it is that point of how they treat you more like a bitch than an actual man. And I know a lot of you guys say, well, that's not going to happen to me. Bullshit. It's not going to happen to you like that. But as you can tell, you can always tell. Just it's not even. Don't even look at mine. Go to any YouTube and look at any guy saying something negative about another man in that way, and you can tell that he never had a man in his life. He's more concerned about another man than a woman. But that's how it is today because a lot of these young men are bred to buck up to another man, but fold like a bitch in front of women. That's just how it's always been. But we got to look at how it's always started. See, the first thing that's always happened is these young boys are what we call connected to mom's umbilical cord. All you can see is the feminine emotions that are coming out of these young men through mom. And what happens is these young boys are taken out of their nature. And once you take a young man out of his nature, he then begins to act like the thing that he is closest to. And 9 times out of 10 is his mother. Not only mom trash dad at some point, but let's look at how they really interact like mom. Saying negative things about men. Teaching these boys to disrespect authority. Projecting anger at these boys. Coddling their sons in inconsistent discipline. But the most important thing here is what they teach these boys, and you can always tell is they teach these young boys how to be emotional. Because when a boy is around a man, he learns discipline and self-control. And you can tell a lot of these young men are so confused that they lack discipline and self-control. That's why they're always running around trying to come up with ways and gimmicks and tricks to try to talk to women when they're only masking the problem that they really have, and they don't even understand what that problem is. Because when he's raised by mom, all he can think about is short-term feelings. And then because he's so angry and he realizes that someone is talking about him and he feels like he's being talked about, that's when those feelings come out. And what happens is these young men, or males, begin to lose control over their emotions, and women can smell that shit from a mile away. She knows that you're weak. She knows you don't have a backbone, and she knows that you can be her bitch. Just by the fact that you are so scared to talk to her and you have no idea what to say. But I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just being real. But that type of weakness shows a woman that he is not only a target to be a sucker, but she's going to treat him just like the person you saw in that video. A lot of these young men have no coping skills, none whatsoever. That means they can't handle what life throws at them, and they can't handle a hard truth. They rather live a soft lie telling them that they're special, that they're important, and that they're going to make it. And then they step out into the real world and realize these women don't see them as men, but see them as weak-ass bitches. And that's the truth. But again, you can always tell that by their behaviors and their actions. This doesn't have nothing to do with men, because if you never had a man in your life, the only thing you can do is lash out at other men. It is like the loser in school getting mad at the winner for being a winner. The only thing a loser can be is a better loser. That's it. And it doesn't matter how many videos you watch. It doesn't matter how many people you watch. If you don't have a man teaching you the skills that you need mentally, you will always lose. And that's the truth. But you can tell. You can tell how it's just weird to me how you see other men so caught up in another man, like it's like he in love with the motherfucker or some shit. I just don't understand that shit. But those are the tactics that you get from mom, because men don't act that way. Men don't behave that way. But when you don't have a dad in your life and you go out into the real world and you see that video you just saw, I know to some of you guys it's pretty funny, but the truth of the matter is this. They don't respect you. Why should they? Why should they respect a cowardless, spineless individual that is not assertive, that cannot handle his business? Now, don't get me wrong. I can say a lot of these guys can't handle their business. You know, you got a job, so what? You don't need a pat on the back for something you should do. But that doesn't make you a man in her eyes. And they are going to treat you the way they see you. And it doesn't matter if you don't like what I'm saying or anybody else is saying. Shit doesn't have nothing to do with us as men. It has everything to do with you. It is the fact that you need to look in the mirror. It's the fact that you need to see what's wrong with you. Because successful people will always be successful, and losers will always be losers. until they learn how to make that internal change. But so many of you guys think that you can watch a video and be a doctor in a day. You can watch a few videos and you think you can become a man. You know that, hey, keep trying. Keep trying. Keep being frustrated. Keep being the loser that you are. But don't get mad at me. I'm just being real. Because don't worry, look. If you can't handle the truth from a real motherfucking man, then how can you handle those bitches out there? But again, for a lot of you guys, I know you're going to get mad and bitter because you feel like I'm talking about your mother, or you'll get mad and bitter because I'm telling you a truth that you don't even want to see. But as you guys can tell, the anger and frustration, you can always tell from these young men who have no idea what to do with women. And they will always continue to lose. And they will always continue to be a woman's bitch. And they will always continue to see what you see in that video. I know that shit is funny to some of y'all, but it's the truth. Because women don't respect motherfuckers who act more like mom than a man. Let's be real with that. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just being real with you. Like it or hate it, it just is. But you can always see the feminine energy that's coming off these young men who are confused, who think they can go to a 2-day boot camp and become a man, who think they can watch a bunch of videos and they can piece all that shit together and become men. You will always lose. And that is the thing your daddy should have told you and taught you before you walked out that door. But dad wasn't around. And even if dad was around, he's probably a punk. Because look at you. Look at most of you. And you wonder why you don't win. And you wonder why women like this are going to treat you like this. And you think that's not going to happen to you? Wait till you, if you lucky enough to get in a relationship that you don't know how to handle or control. You're going to be the bitch in that relationship, not her. She's going to be running shit. But y'all need to see the reality of things. Life doesn't give a fuck about you, and these women don't give a fuck about you. And most of these real men love the fact of what you motherfuckers are doing. They love the fact that you are looking for outside sources to fix internal problems. And as long as you're doing that, keep doing it. Trust me. Nobody's going to tell you different because they know in order to become a man, you got to have this thing called a mindset. Called a mindset, gentlemen. www.themanmindset.com. Just want to holler at you motherfuckers for a second. I'm the Dean. Holler at you later. Peace.